Welcome to day 5 of our 7-day kickstart. I can't even believe that we're at day 5. I'm actually sad that we're going to be ending in 2 days. I love this group connection. I love meeting with you every single day. I love that some of you can't come live and you're catching the replay. So here's today's agenda. This is my goal for you today. I'm going to tell you my goal and then I'm going to tell you my agenda. So the goal here is I want you to walk away with tools to embark upon reducing your sugar, to calming your nervous system, and to losing belly fat from just stress alone and breathing. We're going to do a 15-minute talk or so about detox, sugar junkie detox, tips for that, my 5 top tips that I want you to do. And then if you have any questions, that depends on how long the session goes. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do a stretch and sweat session. And I'm going to ask you to practice a meditation. And it's not like the meditation that you think, okay? So I'm really excited for today. Of all the days, I feel like this is the most important. And the reason why is because so many of us are gaining belly fat, increasing body fat from stress alone. So just from you being stressed out and thinking, I need to lose weight, I got to fit into this, all of the things that are going on in your life, you're creating more fat in your body. And I don't know about you, but not many of my clients come to me and say, I want to increase my body fat. How do I do that, Trina? It's the complete opposite. So let's talk about number 1. I just want to read something to you because this is a spin-off from yesterday's live. If you did not go back to that video, go back and watch it, because one of our members talked about habits, one that she kicked, and as I dove more into science and research and what I know about habits, I've done so much training. I've been with counselors, psychologists, everything. I've done a lot of studies on the brain. And this literally, so every single day, this spoke to me. This is what I do. I have a whole morning routine and I have a basket of things that speak to me. And what I do is I go to that basket and I will pick a book. I will open it up and see what speaks to me that day. And it's amazing that every single day, it is something that I go, whoa, this blows my mind. So this is what I pulled for you this morning. So listen to this. Now, to be clear, this book is what Michelle shared yesterday. She wanted to quit wine. It's not like she was an alcoholic, but she just said, oh, I'm drinking a little too much. It's not serving me. So you could replace wine with sugar, workaholic, bad habits. So this is not just about drinking. So look what was pulled for us today. So this is what I opened the page, I flagged it, and I want to read this to you because it is a mind blow. So with respect to your habits, it's not really you. Here's how to recognize that voice that is not really you. So you know that your mind, everything is separate, right? It tells a repetitive story. And this is every situation, whether you're in a marriage, you're drinking, you're eating sugar, and it's perfectly tied in today for our sugar junkie detox. It has a single aim. So think of a bow and arrow. Your habit is a bow and arrow, and it's pulling back and it's going to shoot, and it's aiming for one specific thing to get you to do that habit, to get you to eat that thing, to get you to avoid that thing. It is one-sided and it is manipulative. You are stronger than the voice, and it will quickly weaken when you recognize it for what it is, and you simply put some distance between you and the habit. Listen to those words. I'm going to read that again. It will quickly weaken when you recognize, that's a big word, write down recognize, because I'm going to go deeper into that. When you recognize it for what it is and you put some distance between you and it, give it some space. It's very noisy. I get that. But its bark is worse than its bite. It has no actual power over you. It's that little child in the backseat of the car who is desperate for an ice cream. Oh, that's so perfect. She's not going to give in, but ultimately you're in charge. When I read that, and I did not go through this book, I have not read this book. I opened it up because Michelle read it. I took the book and I said, what do I need? What message do I need to give my people tomorrow? And I opened it right there. That is so powerful. And it's exactly what we're talking about today. Your habits are not you. You have complete power over it. And this applies to every single situation every day in your life. And I want you to put you in your shoes, put yourself in the shoes of that kid in the back seat screaming, I want an ice cream. She's so annoying. She drives you crazy until you just give in. So that's the sugar cravings. That's not exercising. That's over exercising, whatever it is for you. Isn't that powerful? Did anything speak to you? Let me know if anything spoke to you. That spoke to me really hard because this is what I coach. Let me be totally honest with you. We'll dive right in. People come to me because they want to lose weight, get in shape, or fix something that feels broken inside them, right? And most of the time it's something about their physical body. Pelvic floor issues, they need to get stronger, they need to lean out, they need to reduce their body fat. But guess what the biggest thing that they need to change is? It's emotional. But you don't know that when you hire me. You don't know when you come to me. If I sell a course and I'm like, oh my God, 6 weeks of changing your mental mindset, or 6 weeks of crushing your body fat, which is gonna sell more. But guess what? It's course number 1 that you actually need, because you can't do any of the other things until you understand you're stronger than your habits. So tell me, who is a sugar junkie? Put it in the comments here, put it in the comments on Facebook. And if you want to admit what your sugar addiction is, it might be carbs, because carbohydrates are a sugar. Tell me, I need to know today. Or you can say, I'm not a sugar junkie. Put it on Facebook. Let me read it in the chat and tell me what you got. Let me see. I don't know if any of you are going to admit it. Or maybe you're like, I'm not addicted to sugar, but I was addicted to chips. I love potato chips. I have ever since I'm a kid. If you gave me chocolate or chips, I'm all over the chips. That's being a sugar carb junkie. It still processes in your body. So let's see. Sugar junkie, love carbs and chocolate. Awesome. Sweets and snacks of any kind, literally snacks, especially chips. Girl, me and you could hang out and have some chips on the couch. We'll have to slap it out of each other's hand. I would say I'm a carb junkie. I want pretzels all day, every day. Yep, I was that person too. Summertime, it's ice cream, okay? And let's see on Facebook, carbs for me, bread and cake like treats. Yes, nobody's saying, man, I can't get enough broccoli and hummus. It's just epic. I can't wait to eat it. Okay, so let's talk about this, number 1. There's a method that I give everyone that's coaching. And Joanna says chocolate treats. Amen, sister. So there's a method that I give people, and the book said it, and honestly, I couldn't have written that book better. It's incredible. Recognize and replace. So that's what it's all about today. So I have one tip that I want you to do today, and I want you to share this in the Facebook group. If you're not in Facebook, shoot me a photo and send it to us, okay? So what you're going to do, the first thing is 4 grams of sugar equals 1 teaspoon. So I want you to get a cup, and this is powerful. I've done this for more than 20 years with my clients. If I would have taken photos all along the way, I'd have at least 10,000 photos. You're gonna have 1 glass and another glass. If you'd rather have a mason jar, go ahead. 4 grams of sugar equals 1 teaspoon of sugar. Someone put that in the chat for me so that someone can remember this right now on Facebook, okay? Just say 4 grams of sugar equals 1 tablespoon or 1 teaspoon, okay? So what this means is ketchup. Go look at the labels in your fridge when we get off of this video. Ketchup has in 1 tablespoon, like think of a tablespoon, there is 1 teaspoon of sugar. 1 teaspoon in 1 serving, which is a tablespoon of ketchup. That means that you are basically eating all that sugar. So for example, thank you, Caroline. If you eat something, so say you're just about your day, you go in the morning and you have the package and it says that it has 8 grams of sugar. I want you to take 2 teaspoons and I want you to scoop it in a cup. This is what you're eating. This is what you avoid. So I want you to recognize what you're eating. So I want you to go through your cupboards, your pantry, everything, your chips, every single thing you're eating, pasta sauce. I want you just to read the label today. That's all I want you to do. Take a look If it says 24 grams, scoop in 6. If you avoided it, meaning you want it, but you didn't eat it, put it in the jar that you said, I didn't eat this. And then you have another jar that says, I did eat this. So we're gonna see how much sugar you're consuming, and you are gonna be blown away how much sugar you're consuming in a day. Okay, that is tip number 1. You have to recognize where you're at. Notice I'm not asking you to change anything. I just want you to recognize what you're eating. Keep that jar on your counter for the week if you can. Show this to your kids, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever, people at work, educate them. Do the jar. Okay, are we good? Has anyone done that before? Tell me if you've done that before. If you've coached or trained with me, I have given you this. Tell me if you've done that. The second thing that I want you to do is I want you to know that you can completely change a jar of, yeah. So to be clear, let me recap that. So you have 2 jars on your counter. Let me be super crystal clear. 1 jar is you eating throughout the day. You're taking a look at your labels. Some things you might not know, you could take a guess. A quick Google search can tell you 10 strawberries. Don't get crazy about this. 1 jar is what you're eating. I ate this sugar. So if you had 5 grams of sugar or 20 grams of sugar, you put in 4 teaspoons. What you avoided, I did not eat this. I'm so proud of myself. Put a star on it. Something that's like really makes you go like, yes. What you didn't eat, I also want you to put that in there. What you avoided. So I used to have a client that all she did was drink pop for 20 years. She was a nurse. And I had another client who was drinking a triple every day, 3 of them, 3 triples a day. No judgment. How many people have done that? That's 9 teaspoons of sugar. Click, click, click. And if you're going to Tim Hortons, it's way more than that. I used to work there. It's not measured perfectly, by the way. So she would fill her jar up. She was like, I'm only going to do 2. So on one side, she would have all the stuff she consumed. So she had 2 coffees. So that would be 6 teaspoons. This one, she was like, I'm going to cut back. And she would put 3 teaspoons. By the end of the week, that jar was packed, and so was this. But look how much you've avoided. So what did you eat on your left? And what did you avoid on your right? So it's 2 jars. Put them on your counter. I want to see your photos. I want to see your photos. This is the most powerful awakening that you need for yourself. It's the first step to recognizing, because you don't even realize how much sugar you're consuming in a day. Fruit, everything counts. Every single thing, whether it's natural, artificial, I don't care. Put it in the jar. What you ate, what you avoided. Can somebody write that on Facebook for me right now? What you ate for sugar in the day and what you avoided in 2 jars. That will help your fellow friends. So that's number 1 to recognize. Now, once we are able to recognize, and you're here today, so you recognize that you have some type of issue, maybe with sugar, different extremes, you need to replace it with something else. We need to reduce it, we need to replace it, but we must recognize first. So this number 1, the jar is going to help you recognize. So here are 4 things that you can do, 4 simple things that you can pick one or the other and implement today. So number 1, you have to start to reduce that palette. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you. That's very helpful because you guys can timestamp things for the others. You have to replace it with something. So let's put something in and change our palette. So number 1, and I know some of you will attest to all these different things because you've heard it before, do my lemon detox cayenne water. It is on the website. If you go to fitforfemales.com, you go to the blog, there's a search bar, lemon detox water. Make that right away. Today, make a jug, do it in mason jars, whatever. Make the lemon detox water and drink it for the next 7 days. What does that do? A lot of things. It speeds up your metabolism because it's ginger and cayenne. It will help you change your taste buds because you're sugar addicted. There's amylase. There's an actual scientific process in your mouth, which I won't bore you with, that makes you crave it. So once we put this into our body, we get our body a little more alkaline with the lemons. They're not acidic, they're alkaline. And you start to drink that, it's going to naturally change your palate. It's not going to happen, you're going to have a glass and go, wow, I kicked sugar. Maybe you will. But most of the time, it takes a little while. So I want you to do that for the next 7 days. So someone's going to say for 7 days on Facebook, drink lemon detox water. Everyone take a sip of their water right now. Have a sip. So you're adding that jar to your counter. You are drinking the lemon detox water. It's free. Buy a lemon, buy some ginger, cayenne pepper, go easy on it. The recipe's in there. I will put it on the membership site. Then I want you to think about this is a third tip technically, because your jar, your water. The third tip, I want you to add more bitter greens to your diet. Does anyone know what bitter greens are? Put it in the chat for me right now. I just want to know where we're at. Do we know what it is? Are we confused? Are we like, what the heck is a bitter green? And I know Michelle will probably have a lot to say because I'm always talking about bitter greens for her. Dandelion, okay, Facebook, do you know anything about bitter greens? Okay, and it's okay if you don't, like that's why you're here, right? You're here to be educated. So I want you to eat more bitter greens. Let me tell you the why first, and I will tell you what they are. Why I want you to eat more bitter greens is the more bitter greens, and if you're Italian, you were blessed with bitter greens. Gotta love my husband. I did not know any of this before I was with my husband. I'm like, what the hell is that? I don't know what that stuff is. What is rapini and radicchio? Like, I don't know what that stuff is, right? I didn't grow up like that. So you're gonna think about, so kale, beetroots, dandelion, I love it. I love what you guys are saying. You're gonna put more bitter greens in. And why? Because your palate is not gonna like the bitter greens the more sugary your body is. So the more sugar you eat, the more aversion you're gonna have to bitter greens. But you need to eat them, because if you continue to eat them, your body will become more in tune with what is actually supposed to be put into your body, not a bunch of sugar. Sugar is proven to lead to cancer. And I'm not saying if you ate sugar, you're gonna have cancer. That's ridiculous. But I am saying let's reduce it so that we can reduce everything in our body. So bitter greens, the why is because it's going to help you kick your sugar habit, but you are not going to like it at first. The more sugar you put into your body, the harder it's going to be. Hello, beautiful Laura is signing in. So things that you can eat, go to the grocery store and put one of these on your list, just one. And if you don't know what they are, go to the grocery store and ask, hey, where do I find this? It's things like rapini, which I love. Chop it all up, saute it, garlic, olive oil, salt, pepper, epic. And just be warned that when you eat this, you're gonna be like, oh, this tastes awful, Trina. The more awful it tastes, the more you need it. I love bitter greens. I absolutely cannot get enough of bitter greens. The more bitter, the better. However, it wasn't always like that because I used to eat carbs. I used to drink a double-double at Tim Hortons. I used to do all different types of things. I ate more chips, but now I love them because your palate gets used to it. This is like your healthy detox. Kale, radicchio, rapini, things like beetroots, dandelion. Oh my goodness, it is so, so, so good for you, dandelion. Collards, Swiss chard, anything that's really green and leafy. And you can just do a Google search if you forget at the grocery store, what are bitter green vegetables, okay? So you're gonna eat your bitter greens. Facebook, you're gonna write on there, eat one bitter green this week. I want you to bring it into your grocery list and I want you to tell us what you ate. And what did you do with it? I saute a lot of stuff. So what I'll do is I do a dandelion beet salad. I think that's on my website. I'm not 100% sure, but definitely my dandelion beetroots, those are on there. The more you can put this into your body, the less sugar you're going to consume overall. I hardly eat any added sugar. I eat lots of fruit, watermelon juice, all those other things, but I don't go for any extra things like chocolate, even chips. And if you knew me, I ate a bag of chips every day. I don't know how my body fat wasn't like 50% because I just kept eating chips and chips and chips and chips. I was addicted. I love them. It was my thing, right? So now my body's so alkaline because of the bitter greens, so beneficial for you. So that's your reduce and replace method. We're gonna add that into your diet. How does that sound? Do you think you could do it? Remember to eat one bitter green. Thank you, Jennifer. You're the best. Then what I want you to do is I want you to think about, and I touched on this, but this is really important. So if all of this feels like too overwhelming, do the lemon detox water, eat a bitter green, pick one or the other, get your jar on top of your table. Okay, so get the jar and think about that. And then fourthly, I want you to add a juice. So, and when I say add a juice, I mean your juicing. So for example, you don't need to go buy a juicer. If you have a blender, a Vitamix, a Ninja, whatever you have, you can use that. You're gonna add vegetables to your smoothie if you're eating a smoothie, more vegetables. So more spinach, more kale. You could put cauliflower into it. Frozen cauliflower is so amazing in a smoothie. If you're juicing, I want you to do things like cucumber and ginger and spinach. Add some type of juice. And if this sounds like too much, no problem, don't do it. So add a juice to your diet, and maybe someone can put that on Facebook. Go to fitforfemales.com, go to the blog, in the search bar, type juice. Pick any one you like. Some of them have pineapple, some of them have apple. You could throw a piece of fruit in, no problem, but make sure the volume is more vegetables than fruit. Fruit's not bad for you, but we're trying to change your palate. We're trying to reduce the sugar, and we're trying to replace it with something else. Does that sound good? Does that sound manageable? Tell me out of these 4 tips that I gave you so far, one that you think I can do that right now. Tell me right now. I need accountability from you. I need to know. If you're not sure, say, I'm not sure. Okay, tell me right now. And I've got one last tip for you. And we kind of repeated it, the jar. I love it. Oh my gosh, Amber, I want a photo of that of you. She's doing it right now in real time. I love it. So is green, unmute yourself and tell me, is green or pink? I think I know. I have a feeling I'm in touch with colors. Which is which? Unmute yourself and tell me.
So the green is consumed and the pink is avoided. It's just what I had here on my counter. I have Post-it notes everywhere.
I love it. So she's saying green, you know what? That's exactly how I would have processed. But green would have been because I'm eating it. So green is eat for me. And red is like, yay, you're such a sunflower. You're pink and hot and amazing and you avoid it. I love it. Beautiful. I love when you take action. Take action, people. So let's read. I'm excited to research new recipes for bitter greens and give it a try. Awesome, Kaylin. Lemon water and juicing. You know what, Kaylin? You guys make the bitter greens the beet greens. Oh my gosh, on my website, they're so good. Make that for sure. Lemon detox water with rapini. Beautiful. I'm going to have a juice with my lunch. Amazing, Michelle. Jar's all ready. Love it. Lemon water, says Joanna. Jennifer says, add a juice to your diet this week with more vegetables and fruit. Yes. Oh, Jennifer, you're so hired on my team. Beautiful. Okay. The last one, and we touched on this, is I want you to just look at labels. I need you to go into the grocery store and not fall into the marketing pit that these people are putting in front of us. I want you to read the label. If sugar is the second ingredient, do not get it unless you're making a specialty cake and that's what's required. If sugar is the second ingredient, bye-bye. Unless it's watermelon and it's natural fruit, like it's things like that where there's going to be sugars in there. I want you to just notice, recognize your labels. That is important. So number 1, you're doing your jars. What you ate, what you avoided. And you don't have to do all of these tips. Pick one. Number 2 is your lemon water. So your lemon detox water, something that you're putting into your body every day. Number 3 is you're doing some type of bitter green. Put one into your body, into your cart for the week. Number 4 is you're going to juice. You're going to put something in or add more vegetables to your smoothies if you're already doing that. And number 5 is you're going to look at the labels. Let me tell you a not so shared secret. Right now, there is a company that came out with like a quarantine cereal. I'm not going to say who it is. Like, we're all in quarantine in real time right now, in some form of isolation or quarantine. I know we're all going out of different places. Our body needs if there was ever a time that you were going to spend money on yourself for your health, your fitness, your wellness, a program, whatever, it's right now. Because this is the time that you need to be consuming healthy food to boost your immune system. Not the sugary quarantine cereal that all the marketers are all there in the grocery store for you. Be smarter than that. Be smarter than that. I promise you, if you do 1, 2, 3, eventually 5 of these things, you do one of these things, you're gonna start to heal your body. You'll have less inflammation. You will have less body fat on your body naturally. You will just literally start to like drop body fat because your body is gonna be like, okay, good, you're cleansing me of sugar. Excellent. So do you have any questions, comments, or feedback before we get into our stretch and sweat? Do you have anything? Let me know. You can unmute yourself on Zoom, or you can put it in the comments in Facebook. If you want to type me privately because you're not sure, ask away right now. And I will tell you, if you have kids, you are being marketed to for your kids. Bear pods, granola bars, fishy crackers, all those kids crying for all that stuff. Do you want to know how CRAPPY that stuff is for your children? So bad. So bad. But what do? You cave in because your kid's like, I want fishy crackers. Everyone else has them. Why can't I have them? That's what we do as adults, right? Beetroots. Is that your question? No, you're just guessing. Okay, so let me just take a quick peek. I'm excited to research. Okay, so nobody has any questions? No questions? Yeah? Okay. So before we get into this, just know that we're going to have a really nice Zen movement. We're going to focus on just getting the body moving. And most of all, I want to teach you how to breathe today, because if there's anything I can teach you for your pelvic floor, it's breathing. And for your stress level, if I told you you were going to lose 5 pounds of fat by just breathing alone, are you all in? Yep. For sure you are. Who doesn't want to lose like some body fat? All of us want to lose body fat. Stop saying you're fat and say you need to lose some body fat. Be careful what you say around other people. We don't throw the F word around in my house. Well, we throw around the F word, but not the FAT word when it's appropriate. I'm just saying. We don't throw around the FAT word because you're not fat. You have extra body fat on your body, and it's there because it's saving for a crisis, the quarantine crisis. You needed it in case there was no food left. So you are ready to survive. Okay, so let's do this. So let's get started. Welcome. And here we go. So I'm going to take my shoes off and I'm going to go to my mat. You're going to grab yourself, if you want a pillow or you want to have yourself a block if you have one. You don't need either of them. But what we're going to do is we're going to start with a little warm up. And then we're going to, it's not really a warm up, it's like a warm up with the workout. So we're gonna go 40 seconds on, we have 7 moves, all right? So let's get started. We're gonna start in mountain pose. And all you're going to do is stand with your feet shoulder width apart, hands are down. You're gonna turn your lights off, you can turn some tunes on, and we're gonna bring arms up. And then we're just gonna come down into a mini forward fold. So just mini, inhaling up, and a mini forward fold, just mini. Just feeling the back. So hands are out to receive, bring it up and down. Breathing up, so you're just bending into this, depending on where you are in your day. Breathing, inhaling and exhaling. So we're just bringing it up, inhaling, lowering. I'm gonna give you a couple of tips after this. Inhale, exhale. You're gonna take your left foot forward. Your right foot is going to go back. Bend through the hips. You're going to bring the knee in and back. In and back. Now you're looking down. I am looking over here to see you. You're tapping. Now we're going to go a little faster. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now switch the leg. Right foot forward, left foot back. Inhale and exhale. This movement comes from the glute, from the abdominals, breathing. Breathing, breathing. Stand all the way up. This is my favorite pose. Root your left foot into the ground. Take your right foot just at your shin. Open up your hip, hands at prayer position. Breathing, we're holding tree pose. Breathe through the nose, out the mouth. If you feel like you have the balance, you can take it up here, but it's above the knee. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Lifting the pelvic floor. Inhale, exhale. Option to bring the hands up. This is my power pose. This is the most important pose for me. I am so grounded in tree. If you feel off balance, just put your foot down at your ankle. Inhale and exhale. Breathing. Again, left foot forward, right foot back. You're bringing it in and back. You're just tapping here. We're bent at the hips, tucking the chin. Inhale and exhale. Pick it up. Build heat in your legs. Inhale, exhale. Find your breathing and your rhythm. Stay bent over. Up, other side. Bending over, left foot tapping in. Inhales and exhales. Inhales and exhales. I want you leaning into your right leg. I want you tapping back with your left leg. Inhale. Exhale. The midsection is tight. Shoulders relaxed. Standing up. All right, we're going to go right foot standing, left foot, bringing it in, finding that balance, opening the core. You should feel the heat in your body. Breathe. Exhale. Now, once again, if you have that balance, this is my weak side. You're going to bring it up above the knee and you're going to open up. Inhale. Exhale. Hold your hands at prayer position. Option to bring it up. Rooting your foot into the floor. Inhale. Exhale. You are grounded. You're a rock star. You're a champ. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe. Step it down. You're going to step your right foot over and sinking into it. Okay, so sinking over. Inhale and exhale. So the right foot is leaning. The left foot is completely straight, but you have a soft bend in the knee. You're sinking into this side, this butt cheek, pushing. Now come back to center. We're going to go to the other side. So other side bends. Woo, gotta find my balance. Sink into it. Driving stand. Sink into it. Driving stand. Think about those hips. Breathing. Breathing. Inhales and exhales. Inhales and exhales. And then take it out. Turning your toes out. We're going into a sumo squat. Hands are going to be just nice and relaxed. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to step up, touch the inside of your calf. 1, 2, 3. If you need to just tap the floor, tap the floor. 1, 2, 3. Tap or bring it up. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to show you a side view. So you're going down, strong, 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 and then you're stepping and tapping the inside of the calf. Chest is up, prayer position, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3, tap. Good. I want you to just inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Do 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Finding your mountain pose. Find your mountain pose again. Nice and long, shoulders back and down. Take an inhale. Bring it forward into a swan dive or a curl. So you're inhaling up. Exhale. We're taking these moves to 30 seconds. So we're going to pick up the intensity just a little bit. Round the back and down. We're going to switch the movements up a little bit. We're going to do our alternating lunge first. Let your body move however it wants to move. Bend the knees a lot. Breathing. And exhale. So we're going to do that alternating lunge that we did now. We're going 1 to the right. Drop and drive. Breathe for me. Through the nose, out the mouth. Sink deeply into this glute. You can go mini. This is fine. Drive back to center. Step to the left. Down. I have to go wide because I have very long legs for my height. You might be a little more narrow. Drop and drive. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And relax. Left foot forward, right foot back. Bend through the hips. Tap. We're just doing the right leg now. As we build heat, lean. Think of your booty up. Now tap quicker. Tap. Push both feet into the ground. Tap. Tap. Glutes. Inhale. Find your breath. Let it in through the nose, out through the mouth. Oh, the heat is building in my glutes. Keep going. Breathing. Breathing, breathing. Stand all the way up. Let's do the other side. Right foot forward, left foot back. Bringing it up, push. I want you to think of rooting your feet into the ground. Build the heat. Your booty, this is the best booty workout you can do. You want a nice round butt? Push, push. You should be sweating a little bit. Heat is building. Halfway there. Tap it in. Tap it in. Active arms. Nice solid back. Nice solid belly. Breathe. Stand up. Shake it off. Right leg. Standing. Left tree. Your heart rate is high. I want you to open the lungs. If you can, bring it up here. Otherwise, keep it at the ankle. Breathe, or at the calf. Breathe through the nose. Out the mouth. If you feel any kind of dizziness, put your foot down. Pull your arms apart. Breathe through the nose. Out the mouth. Breathe. Inhale. Oh, my heart rate is high, but I'm controlling it and calming it down. You have the power. Step left foot. Breathing. Inhale. Lift the foot to start. Just at your ankle position. You can hold on to the wall if you need to. If you can bring it up, it comes above the knee. Inhale. Open through the hip. Exhale. Inhale. Option to keep the hands here. Option to keep the hands here. Through the nose, out the mouth. Keep going. We're going to do the sumo squat, 3 pulses in a moment. Breathe through the nose, out the mouth. Feet down, toes turned out. We're going 1, 2, 3, and tap into the shin or the calf. 3, and we're going to go a little bit faster. 2, 3, and tap. 1, 2, 3, and tap. You're really wide. This is a sumo squat. So think about breathing. Oh, the heat is building. 2, 3. Breathe. Nice and long. Last one. Okay, I want us to do one more because I started on the pulse side. Breathe. I want you to just come down. Keep your chest above the heart. Round. Slide down your legs and up. This routine is fabulous first thing in the morning. Inhale up. Get control of your breath. Inhale. Side by side, you're just going to tap. Tap and open. Tap the feet. We're calming the heart rate down. Just for the next 15 seconds. Breathe. Pay attention. Where are you breathing? Are you breathing up here or are you breathing in your belly? I'm going to take you down. We're going to do some floor stuff. We're going to do core breath, seated, not the traditional stuff that you're used to, but we're going to do the core breath. Let's grab a quick sip of water. So quick sip of water. I'm sweating. And some of us might think that was easy, right? That's not a big deal. If you see that on paper, it doesn't look hard. All right, I'm going to bring this. And what we're going to do next is we've got 9 movements, okay? We're going to come down to the ground. So make sure that you feel really good and fueled. Down to the floor. Okay, so we're going to do a plank or a seated core breath. So I'm going to show you. Sitting down, find your stance, separate the fleshy parts of your glutes. Sit however you're comfortable. I want you to breathe through the nose, out the mouth. Through the nose, out the mouth. Connect with your pelvic floor. Through the nose, out the mouth. Close your eyes. Through the nose, out the mouth. I'm going to switch my legs because mine are crossed. So if yours are crossed, halfway there. Through the nose, out the mouth. We're just breathing for 40 seconds. Through the nose. Fill your belly like Santa Claus. Exhale. Think about lifting that blueberry up with your vagina. In a straw. Breathing. Out the mouth. Lie on your back. All the way down. Okay, if you were pregnant, you wouldn't be doing this. You could do a standing variation. You're going to take your feet at 90, tuck the chin, and all you're doing is tapping. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. You're tapping the right foot down, tapping the left. Now, for those of you that feel like you're stronger, you could look like this with a straight leg, but I don't want this pulling your back. Tap your tummies right now. Inhale and exhale. So tactile your tummy. That means you're going to wake up your abdominals, breathing through the nose, out the mouth. Inhale, exhale. If you want, you could take your arms up if you have the back strength, the core strength. Otherwise, keep it there. Relax. You're going to take your hips all the way up, hands flat on the ground. Take your hips up, squeeze the glutes. You're going to just pulse, mini. Now, the closer you bring your feet towards your bottom, the harder it's going to be. Now, take your fingers if you can reach and tap the back of your glutes and your hamstrings. Pulse, pulse, tuck your chin. Think of your glutes lifting and nothing else. Breathe here for 40 seconds. Oh, the sun is coming in and shining down on you. Breathe, 20 seconds. My glutes are screaming. Breathe, do not hold your breath. Let the breath go. Come on, keep the booty up, you're almost there. About 5 seconds, breathe, 2, 1, relax, bring it all down. You're gonna take your legs back up to 90. Palms facing each other. Left hand is going to drop, right foot is going to drop. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Now here's another option. You can take your arms all the way up and your legs straight. If it's only legs, because you can't get the coordination, just know that you're normal. Now what you can do is if you can straighten it out, great. If not, let's keep it bent. This takes time. This is all core, and you're breathing left and right, right and left. So it's the opposite arm and the opposite foot. Breathing through the nose and out the mouth. Relax. We're going to roll it over into pigeon pose. We're going to take left foot in. If you do not like pigeon pose, you're going to be on your back and you're going to do figure 4. This is your pose, okay? Otherwise, come into pigeon pose. You're inhaling, exhaling. If you can climb down, great, but you do not have to. I also brought blocks. You could have a pillow, a stuffed animal. You could rest yourself here. Find your space. Breathing long. Now the leg that's at the back, give it a little turn left to right. Very, very tiny. Very, very gentle. You're just rolling it along the floor. Inhaling and exhaling. Now, sit on that left butt cheek. Swing the other leg around. I'm going to go this way and show you. We're going right leg forward and then left leg back. We're right in the center of the body. We're right down the midline. And once again, you're only going to your flexibility. If you're like this and rounded, you have to keep your body up. I do not want you doing any of that. So nice and long. Breathing into the right hip. Breathing into your pelvic floor. Your pelvic floor muscles are what holds everything from falling out of your vagina. You need to make sure that you work those muscles just like we're working our biceps or our legs or our abs or the glutes. Breathe through the nose. Big exhale. Sit on the right hip and then swing around. We're going to go into Cobra. Now, you may or may not like Cobra. If you're heavy chested, if you were blessed with beautiful boobs, you might not like this. You could go into cat and cow. But here's our Cobra. You're finding your level. If you're bringing it up more because you have more flexibility, no problem. If you don't like that at all, this is a great alternative. Pushing up and away. Otherwise, bring it down with me, and you're right here holding some position. Now, once again, keep your elbows down, breathing long through the nose, out the mouth, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Squeeze your glutes. I am dripping sweat. Okay, you're going to either hold it into tabletop or you're going to come back down to down dog with me. Now, here's a good preparation. You could also come to dolphin, where you're here and you're holding here, bending a lot. The more flexible you are, the more you're going to get up. So that's dolphin. So if you want to just come here and hold this, drive down if your hamstrings are tight. Otherwise, you're going into your down dog, stacking the hips into plank, and you'll bend your legs a lot to get into it at first. You do not have to have straight legs. As you get more flexible, more flexibility, you'll be in a different position. My hamstrings are extremely tight today, so I'm normally more straight, but today I'm going to be a little bit more bent. Hang out and breathe, and then relax. Come on down. We're going to go into child's pose. So you're going to open your knees nice and wide, and we're going to sink right back. Now, if you needed a pillow or a block under you, you can add that too. Okay, coming all the way forward. If you needed a block or a pillow in front of you, right here. Just hang out and breathe. Now, as you sit here, I want you to think about inhaling through your pelvic floor. So think about lifting through a straw and having a blueberry at the end with your vagina muscles to pick up that blueberry and let it go. Pick up that blueberry and let it go. Inhale through the belly. Your belly should hit your thighs. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then relax. We're going to take it all the way to our back. As we complete this last minute, I want to ask you to lay completely flat on your back. I want you to turn down your lights, turn on some cool down music if you can, and I just want you to breathe with me. And when the time is right, I'm going to bring you back. So you're going to lay down. If you want to, you can bend your legs. You could be totally straight with your arms up. Your arms could be down here. My favorite is fish. If you had blocks, you could do this behind you. I'm going to lay in fish. You're going to just lay in any position that makes you feel comfortable. So if you had a block, what I'm doing here is I'm putting it in between my shoulder blades. One's flat, and then I'm putting the other one underneath my cranium. So all we're going to do here, we're just taking a moment to breathe. The best gift that I can give you today is to remind you to breathe. So I want you to take a moment with me right now on the floor in any position. You might be on your bed or a chair. You might be seated. I want you to connect with your breath. And if I can invite you to put your hands on your body, either at your chest or your belly. And I want to notice what you feel or say to yourself when you're in this position and you touch your body. Are you being negative? I want you to focus on your breath. So I'm going to ask you to do a little bit of breathing, and if it doesn't feel comfortable, I want to encourage you to just breathe naturally. Otherwise, follow me through this. We're going to inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just breathe naturally. See if you can connect your rib cage, your chest with your belly, with your diaphragm. See if you can let go of everything. Just breathe. Breathe naturally. If you can try to get this breathing rhythm, great. If it's too much, which if your diaphragm is tight, you might feel like you're suffocating. Just breathe naturally. Otherwise, get ready. Take an inhale and an exhale. Exhale and inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just breathe naturally. For the next 30 seconds, I want you to tune into your body. I want you to relax your face, your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, your legs. I want you to get a power word for yourself. Something that you know will get you through the stress. Mine is consistency. Consistency with my routine, consistency with my clients, consistency with my family, being consistent in my routines. Find a word that speaks to you. And remember, we're recognizing and we're replacing. Take another breath through the nose and relax. Wiggle your fingers and toes. If you're on any kind of blocks, I want you to take them out or a pillow. Roll to your left side for a moment. Move your props out of the way if there are any. Just take a moment in this position, lying down. Notice your breath. Breathe into the right and left rib cages, and then slowly push yourself up to a seated position. I'm going to ask you to finish in a seated position. You could be on a chair, your couch, your bed, on the floor. I'm going to put a block underneath. You don't have to. You could use a pillow. I'm going to put a block underneath. And I want you to just breathe for a moment. I want you to find a power pose. I want you to know that your journey and your takeaway today is, I want you to recognize whatever you're feeling. When you want to react or get stressed, when you feel sad, when you want to eat something, when you are eating something, when you have a craving, I want you to just simply recognize what you're feeling. So close your eyes and just breathe. Instead of doing what we normally do, which is push it down, I want you to notice the feeling. Just notice it. Wow, I feel uncomfortable, or I feel angry, or I'm having a craving. Sit with it. Recognize it. Let it stew for a moment. And then tell yourself, okay, I'm going to replace these feelings now with, this is what's within my control. This is what I'm going to do. So take a moment to just breathe it in for the next few breaths. Through the nose, out the mouth, through the nose, out the mouth. Open your eyes, take a breath, bring it all the way up. Exhale to heart center, bowing forward, coming all up. Namaste, you're a rock star. Just know that you are equipped with all the tools today to go out and simply recognize how you're feeling, recognizing your bad habits that aren't serving you. And you're going to replace them with things that do serve you. I hope you have an incredible day. There's lots of information at fitforfemales.com. I will see you next time. Ladies, do you have any questions? First of all, tell me how you feel. If you're on the live here, tell me how you feel right now. I can already feel my blood pressure is way down. I get really wound up and excited to coach you. And then I have to take my blood pressure down. So whenever I teach a class, there's a million things I can give you. I could have done hamstring stretch. There's 1,000 different stretch sequences that I could give you. My hips were so tight. Michelle, that's emotion. That's emotion in your hips from everything that you deal with in your job and your life. If you're noticing, and I can say this, I had a hip injury. I had to have hip surgery, and it was after my dad died. It's no fluke that my hip injury came out after my dad died. In fact, I got called into surgery a week before. I was on a 2-year waiting list. On the anniversary of my dad's passing, they said, can you come in on May 23rd? I was like, oh my God, that's the day my dad died. So if you have a lot of emotion, and who doesn't, you gotta let it go. Get into pigeon, open it up, wide open, feel it. We cannot bury this stuff deep down inside. How are we feeling, ladies? I'm gonna say goodbye to Facebook. I love you guys, and I'll see you till next time. We are on tomorrow morning at, are we 9:30? I believe we are. Let me double check that. You're getting an email if you're on the list, but tomorrow we are at.
Tomorrow we're on our own, I thought. It's your daughter's birthday.
Right, thank you. Oh my gosh, it's my daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
Hold up, thank you, thank you, thank you. So tomorrow you're flying solo, and you're gonna focus on what's in your guide, so your tidbits, and then, my apologies, we are the next day, 9:30 a.m. So your day 6 is gonna be all about flying solo, and I want you to touch base with me and let me know how it's going. What do you need? What are you feeling? What emotions are you feeling? Are you feeling motivated? Like, what is going on? Keep in touch. And then day 7, we are doing our Fit Traveler workout. And then I got a little freebie for you. as well. I'm really, really excited. Anybody else? How you feeling, ladies? How did that feel for you? And again, that's a quickie. It's meant to be quick. That's something you could do in your morning. You can do that flow, get yourself going, or if you're super stressed out, right? Thank you so much. I have a 10 Zoom meeting. Perfect. I'll email you later today. Awesome. I'm going to stop the recording, ladies, and say thank you so much, and we'll tune in for the next one. Day 6 is coming.